Hi, I'm Shannon Baker, and I'm here at Lanoca Coffee Institute learning all about a special educational experience for coffee lovers.
I'd originally started roasting a little over almost 11 years ago now, outside on the back porch at our house. We lived in Ayden at the time. A couple of years, I started selling wholesale, doing stuff to friends and family. I had upgraded roasters and had a corporate day job while I was getting the fundamentals of the business in place, and it was one of those things where almost 4 years ago now, made the conversion from a corporate day job and just doing this nights and weekends to doing it full time. And I'd always had this concept of the Lanoca Coffee Institute as a way to, mostly a grassroots level, sort of educate people, regionally about fresh roasted coffee, the differences, because there are some pretty big differences in coffees from origin to origin, different kind of roast levels. So when made the conversion to doing it full time, I needed a larger place for the Institute component, and Ayden was great. It just, the building size, it had bigger buildings and smaller buildings, but for the sweet spot, the size that I was looking for, it just kind of worked out that there was something available here in Farmville. And we have a pretty good customer base here from doing some regional markets. Started the conversations in, I guess, May of 2019, and moved into this facility in August of 2019.
Grams of coffee.
We're sort of a destination for coffee enthusiasts from about a 2-hour drive, so from the Triangle to the coast. We do get people from Tidewater, Virginia pretty regularly. And then a lot of people stop by thinking we're a coffee shop, and so some of them really get disappointed when they find out you don't sell cups of coffee, turn around as if you just kick their dog and walk out the door. A larger percentage, actually, when they discover what we do here, think it's even cooler. So, some of them end up signing up for classes later on. We do private tastings, custom workshops, those types of things. Most popular things, a home brewing workshop where we cover French press, pour over. We have 2 or 3 different versions of pour over that we can do, and then electric auto drip, where we feature the Technivorm Mocha Masters. Are all SCA certified to brew at the right temperature, which 90% of the machines on the market don't do. We sort of have built up this reputation where you can demo all this equipment, coffee roasted 50 feet away, which is something that Williams-Sonoma and some of the big boys can't do, even though they sell some of the same types of equipment. But a lot of it is just, educating people about why black coffee can have its own flavor dependent on origin and processing methodology and the natural profile of the coffee bean. So that's real interesting for a lot of people. And that's part of how I got into thinking about coffee at this level 20 years ago, when I would travel to Germany and have a coffee there, and then they served it with a little dark chocolate wafer, and started thinking about, oh, well, this sort of brings out different flavors in the coffee. And so it's sort of been this evolutionary journey for us, how we got to where we are now here in Farmville, and things have been going really well for us for the last 3 or 4 years, so, even through COVID. My great Aunt Nina, who lived on a little dirt road in the town that I grew up in, the name of the little dirt road was Lanoca Avenue, and it was a block away from the hospital I was born in. I learned to actually write my name in the dirt on that road. When I was trying to think of a name for the company, because a lot of it for me was sentimental and nostalgic for getting into it. She let me drink coffee when I was 4 or 5 years old, and so we'd drink stovetop percolator 8 o'clock coffee that we ground at the Winn-Dixie or the A&P, and drink black coffee, eat soda crackers, and watch Lawrence Welk on Saturday night. For me, that was just something from when I was 4 or 5 years old. I've always loved it. I just kind of kept coming back to that name for the company, because it's not even a real word. You let us know a date and time that you're interested in, how many people, and we'll set it up. Some people just kind of want to come in for a tasting and taste, 2 or 3 really different coffees, get an idea for what that's about. A lot of people really do want the whole nuts and bolts of the home brewing process. I mean, the variables you really have to consider in your coffee brewing is, your grind particle size, because that has a lot to do with the extraction rate, your water temperature, and what your brewing method is, because, all 3 of those things have to line up to get the optimum extraction. Some people think you grind coffee finer, you'll just get a stronger cup, and that's kind of not how it works. It can work like that in specific instances, but you can also impact your extraction rate because the water will flow through slow. So there's a lot of sort of deep diving we do on that, which, for people that are interested in sort of why was that cup of coffee good versus why was that cup of coffee bad, we kind of cover a lot of, what those variables could be to influence the cup that way. So, most people, have us on their radar, or if they don't, they can't believe they hadn't heard of us yet. So